thank you, and thank you. Welcome to the Calvin Dean Show. We have a great show for you guys today. This is the AFC East Divisional Prediction Show going on right now. All right. Yeah. Man, this is great. Guys. We have a new listener. Yes, let's just give it up for Austin in Lake Hughes. He's a Niner fan. We have another listener up in San Francisco. Her name is Nikki. We call her, it's Nikki's Niners. And congratulations, Austin, from falling into the TCD Show group. And man, we have all these people from all these different teams. The Jets, we got Buffalo Bill fans, Dallas Cowboy fans, Miami Dolphin fans. Oh man, Baltimore Raven fans, Tampa Bay Buccaneer fans. We got guys everywhere, and I thank you for listening. And I do accept your invitations to do all this. I have this one sponsor that wants me to do a life cycle type of thing. It's like a pentagram or whatever they're called. Anyway, hey, I might just take that up. That's for sure. It's a Peloton, guys. It's a Peloton. So we'll see. That's still up in the air, and I've been asked to sponsor the bike and do some videos of me doing the show on the bike. That'd be kind of fun, huh? Anyway. Guys, thank you so much. Let's just go over what's going on with the NFC East. And let's go over the Jets' schedule. And mind you, Aaron Rodgers has been MIA for mandatory minicamp. He was only in for 4 plays last year. I mean, seriously, guys. I don't get it. I just don't get it. It's just wrong, man. It's just wrong. I just don't understand how he can diss his teammates like that, because that's just a bonehead move. The guy's a conspiracy theorist. I mean, he's just all over the place, and he's the best years in his past. I mean, he should be really retiring, and he's just too cool for school type of thing. I mean, and it just irks me the wrong way. I mean, all these guys are just, working their tails off, pushing it and trying to get to a certain point in their career. And then you have Aaron Rodgers, just like sticking his nose to the league and sticking his nose to the team like he's better. Oh, don't worry, I'll pull it out. Well, Aaron, those years have passed. And you're going to find out, you're going to have a rude awakening this year. Very rude awakening. Because guess what, Aaron Rodgers? And Jet fans, I'm so sorry. You play the first game in San Francisco against the San Francisco 49ers. I mean, you have a great defense. They have a great defense. But they have a great offense. And, I just don't see you winning that game. And then right after that, you go to the Titans. I think the Titans are a much better team than everyone thinks. I think the Titans are going to beat that team. And then you have a home game against New England. And I'll give that one to you. And then you have the Broncos and you have the Minnesota Vikings. So those 3 games right there put you on the map. But then you play Buffalo, then Pittsburgh, and then New England again, in New England, and anything could happen on that game. And then you play the Texans. Week 10, you have the Arizona Cardinals with Kyler Murray just starting to light it up near the end of the season. He's always been like that. He always lights it up near the end of the season. And then you play the Indianapolis Colts, right? Then week 12, you have a bye. Wow. And then week 13, you're playing Seattle, and then you're playing Miami, and then you're playing Jacksonville, the Rams, the Bills, and then finally the Miami Dolphins. And man, the record for the New York Jets is not good, guys. It's not good. I have the Jets going 6-11, or their best, 6-11. That's what I'm calling it out. They do have a team that could, if they play their potential, they could be 8-9. Could, mind you. But if you're thinking playoffs, no. Anyway, onward, Jet fans. I'm so sorry. It's going to be one of those years, guys. It's going to be one of those years. And talk about one of those years, we're going to look at New England. Yes, New England. We are going to look at the Patriots. Wow. Their first game is in Cincinnati playing against Joe Burrows. Of course, I'm telling you, the Green Bay Packers and the New England Patriots have something in common. They both were great once. But, when the Cincinnati Bengals play it at home, Joe Burrow's first game, New England's that defense is going to be playing hard, but they just don't have the offensive power to beat Cincinnati in Cincinnati. So you're going to lose. And then you have Seattle coming into your home, and you're going to lose. And then you have to go to the New York Jets. You could possibly lose that game, right? And then you play the San Francisco 49ers, and the Miami Dolphins, and then the Houston Texans, and then the Jacksonville Jags in Jacksonville, right? And then you have the Jets coming back into town, week 8, right? And then right after that, you go to Tennessee, and then you start playing the hardest football. Week 10, Caleb Williams. By this time, Caleb Williams is going to be just rocking the Casbah. Week 10, and they go to Chicago, and they get humiliated in Chicago. And then they play the Rams at home, they lose. Then they go to the Miami Dolphins, they lose. And then they play the Colts at home, they win. Then they go to Arizona, they lose. They go to Buffalo, they lose. The Chargers come into town week 17. I'm sorry, Harbaugh's going to have that team playing at 100% all year round. And this is week 17, they lose. And the last game, Buffalo comes into town and they lose. Wow. So I have the New England Patriots going 4-13. Oof. They're going to have the number 1 pick for the NFL 2025 draft, the New England Patriots. I don't think there's a team that is going to not produce like the New England Patriots. I feel sorry for New England Patriots fans, but you're going to have a tough year, guys. You're going to have a tough year. Now, the next 2 teams are, these 2 teams are the two teams that are going to be fighting for the divisional title. And we're going to go over the Buffalo Bills. They have the first week, they're playing the Cardinals, right? And they are at home against Kyler Murray and the Cardinals. I think Kyler will play a great game, that game. I really do. I think Josh Allen will definitely prevail and win. And then they go to Miami and play Miami Dolphins in Miami. They'll win. They'll play the Jacksonville Jags. They'll win. And then they play the Baltimore Ravens in Baltimore. They lose. Then they play the Houston Texans. They'll lose. And then they play at New York in the New York Jets. They win. And then they play the Titans and they win. They play the Seattle Seahawks in Seattle. They win. They play Miami Dolphins. They win. They play the Indianapolis Colts in Indianapolis. They win. They go to Kansas City. Actually, they at home in Kansas City. They lose. The next game is the Kansas City Chiefs, right? And I already told you that they lost that game. And then they go in and play the San Francisco 49ers. They'll lose. They go into Los Angeles Rams. I think they'll beat the Rams that game. And then they're in Detroit, and they play the Detroit Lions. I think they lose. And then they played the New England Patriots. They beat them. They played the New York Jets. They beat them. They played in New England Patriots again. They beat them again. And then, I think they have a great the final 3 games for the Buffalo Bills are key to keep them in the playoff hunt. And I think the Buffalo Bills will be 10-7 at the end of this season. Yes, 10-7 for the Buffalo Bills. And then last but not least, we have the Miami Dolphins. And like I said, I think the Miami Dolphins and the Buffalo Bills are going to be 1 or 2. Both those teams will be fighting for the divisional title. And I think both teams will make it into the playoffs as well. We have the regular season for the Miami Dolphins, and they go at home against the Jacksonville Jags. I think the Jags are a better team. Trevor Lawrence has the best people around him now. His offense. He just signed a huge contract. I think that's amazing. And I just think the first game's going to be tough for Miami. And I think they'll lose. And then they're going to lose against the Buffalo Bills. 0-2. Then they beat the Seahawks. They beat the Titans. They beat New England. They beat the Colts. They beat the Arizona Cardinals. They lose to the Buffalo Bills again. They lose to the Rams. They lose to the Raiders. They beat the Patriots. They lose to the Packers. They lose to the Jets. Maybe. That's an iffy. They lose to the Texans. They lose to Week 16 for the San Francisco 49ers. And their last 2 games, one is in Cleveland, they lose. And then one is in the Jets, and they win. So it's an iffy team. I think the Bills are going to take the division at 10-7. I have the Miami Dolphins at 10-7, but the Buffalo Bills winning out during the regular season and sweeping the Dolphins. And so I have the Bills going 10-7 with the Dolphins, but the Bills taking the division. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for tuning in and all our new subscriptions and comments. I love the comments, guys. Thank you so much. Hey, can't wait to the regular season. I mean, we will be live in this studio, regular season, and it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. And still going to do the podcast. But I love the live, in studio videos. It's just fun. I enjoy it immensely. But that will be the first game this year, the first week this year. The first week, which will be the first game of the season for everyone. We will have the show. And if you're, new to the channel, we usually shoot on a Tuesday, and I have the show live before the Thursday night game. So you'll get all the picks throughout the whole week on that Thursday morning, most likely Wednesday night, but at late as Thursday morning. And then I'll have my upset special, and then I'll also have my lock of the week as well. So anyway, lock of the weeks last year, guys, I was like 95%. And man, I mean, and the upset specials called some great games last year. I mean, it's just fun. It's just fun. Anyway, guys, thanks for listening, and I will see all of you next week.